Well, good morning. It's Wednesday, March 16th. We're here for our weekly board session at 555 Court Street Northeast. And if you will join us, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I love saying that. It's a great way to start your day. Okay, so we have a little change in our agenda before we go to the public comment. We are not going to have a public hearing today, as the people who have applied for this permit have withdrawn their application effective, I think it was Monday or Friday. Monday, yeah. So if we could have a motion to remove the public hearing from our agenda, I'd entertain that.
I'll make that motion. You said it.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, so we have nobody signed up for public comment this morning, and we'll go right into our consent agenda.
And Chair Cameron, I'll do that. It doesn't look like we did have the big crowd I thought we'd see here earlier in the week, but on our consent calendar, I'd like to make a motion to approve it. On that, under finance, we approve a quitclaim deed to convey real property, tax ID number R24438. We also approve a quitclaim deed to convey real property, tax ID R105926, and that's located at 255 West Hayes Street in Woodburn. And under Public Works, we schedule a public hearing for May 4th to consider the zone change comprehensive plan case 15001 Coastal Forest Products LLC.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All right. Consent calendar's done. Next item on our agenda, I think we have some people here that want to share with us from Public Works. Consider an adoption of an administrative ordinance granting zone change, ZC case number 15-303, Smith, clerk's file number 5706. Welcome, Joe.
Good morning, Commissioners. For the record, Joe Fenimore. This item before you today is an application to change the zone from UD, urban development, to RM, multiple family residential, on a .23 acre parcel located at Ward Drive Northeast in Salem. The applicant intends to replace the existing single-family dwelling with a quadruplex on the property. The hearings officer conducted a public hearing on the matter on January 6, 2016, and on February 8th issued a recommendation to approve the request subject to conditions. The conditions include requiring the applicant to meet all development standards in the code, obtain all necessary permits, meet fire district standards, screen trash receptacles, and submit a copy of the latest deed describing the property in its current configuration. The board received the recommendation and held the application for the mandatory appeal period. No appeals were received. The ordinance and findings have been prepared, and notice of adoption was given on March 9, 2016. The administrative ordinance is now set for formal adoption. The board has the option of adopting the ordinance as written, direct staff to prepare a modified ordinance for consideration, or choose not to adopt the ordinance at this time. And I will be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
I don't have any.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I'll just make a comment. This has been approved by the hearings officer, as you said. It's fairly straightforward, but it has to come to the board for the ordinance adoption. So this is their last step in the process, correct?
Correct. Since it doesn't involve the comprehensive plan, you do not have to have a public hearing on the matter.
Right.
That's the difference.
And I read it last night. I didn't have any questions, so I'll go ahead and make a motion that the board adopt the administrative ordinance granting zone change case number 15-003, Smith clerk's file number 5706.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, so that is adopted. And we are, wow.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Close to a record.
Well, we thought this would be a record-long one, and almost
We
a-
kind of cleared the decks for a long hearing. And
it's amazing what you don't predict, you can't predict. So, how was the week?
Well, we've been doing our state of county or community, town halls would be a better name for them. I think they've gone pretty well. I've enjoyed our opportunity to get out. Still will be in Staten, don't have it in front of me when, and Mount Angel, I believe. But seem like they're pretty well received, and I've liked the opportunity to get out. What do we find out? Nothing's really stepping out at me. I hear roads a lot, and certainly public safety, as you would expect. Anything else that kind of eye-opening to any of you?
Well, I've been also doing the public safety forums at the same time. So last night we were at NESCA, Northeast Salem Community Association, and they hold their meeting at the Fresh Start Market out at Juvenile Department.
Oh.
So we had Faye Fagel and Todd McCann, who's an attorney who serves on the council, who participated. And because they introduced themselves at the beginning and talked a little bit about what they do, the whole focus was kind of on what they did, because that's what they talked about. A lot of questions about juvenile. I mean, this is a group that meets regularly at the juvenile department, but wasn't really linked into what the Fresh Start Market was or why. And, you know, the restitution part of it was surprising to them, you could tell, and but very supportive of the approach that we're taking. And I thought Faye and Todd both did a great job speaking. So we've been having fun going around the county, gathering those issues as well. We don't get, you know, as generally speaking, we don't get as many public safety questions other than marijuana at
Yes,
the
that's been
meetings that we have
everyone.
for State of the County. And my theory on that is that because we primarily go with groups like chambers and Rotary clubs, where their focus really isn't around public safety. Chambers are almost always economic development is their highest priority. So that's generally the first
Until
question.
something bad happens.
Yeah, that comes out of the block, right? And then in the Rotary clubs, I mean, maybe a little bit more, but going to these neighborhood groups where oftentimes they start out with a police officer and a code enforcement officer, and they're worried about speeding on Hawthorne and, you know, who's putting up the sign. And they had some transient camps in the neighborhood and that type of thing. So it's interesting to hear what's going on in that context as well.
If I could ask, so it's a little different. Would there be any different public perception, like you heard at NESCA? I mean, the public concerning juvenile, different than you or I might see? Do they have any concerns or
No, I think,
comments?
not really. I mean, I think what Fade conveys is that a punishment-based system doesn't work, and they ask how many people are in detention, and she says, well, we've been at maximum, but, you know, we try to get kids out of detention as quickly as possible. You all know the, the talking points, and, but as she talks about that, and talks about that we just know that punishment doesn't work, and we do hold kids accountable, but do skill development and get them involved in pro-social activities. It's really the same reaction we get a lot when we talk about reentry, and we talk about what happens with adults, and that they've paid their debt and we hold them accountable, but we want them to, I think, you know, that has really shifted in, or maybe it's just the groups of people that we talk to, but it just feels like people nod their heads and smile and nobody raises their hand and says, well, I don't agree with that. So I think it's good.
It's great. Getting
This-
good feedback.
This is certainly off subject, but I've been thinking about it. I've got a list about 6, 8, 9. Yes, thank you. 6 or 8, 9 road issues around the county that I was hoping to schedule, and you may see at a work session with Public Works, just to go over that list so everybody's aware where the concerns are coming from the public, and to see if there's some movement on any of them. I'm not criticizing anybody, but I've turned them over and then I don't hear the end of the story, and I'd like to know that there is an end of the story, and if not, what are the obstacles? So
You
watch
do.
for that.
Write them on a whiteboard and
I've-
check them off when you get it
They're,
back.
He
well,
has a whiteboard in his office.
Yeah.
they're
so,
on, they're actually on, but I can put them there if you'd like to.
You need, yeah.
But they're on a sheet of paper.
Okay, that's good.
Anyway, so watch for that if
I
you
don't
will
have
in
a
the next month
whiteboard.
or so. Oh, you need.
Do you want a
use mine.
whiteboard?
No, I do not want a whiteboard, because it'll just end up blank.
Ah, Well,
Anyway.
I got mine cleaned off after a couple of years. I was putting my priorities on there. I have to do that yet for 2016.
I-
But I really like, see, I'm a type A personality, so I like the idea of
Check 'em
drawing the
off.
lines through them.
Oh.
And then looking at them with the lines drawn through and just like a couple things left to go. It gives me enormous psychological satisfaction. So this is why I didn't take it down for 2 months after the last year was over.
Well, and my problem is I put all that stuff on a whiteboard and it stays there and I just get depressed because I can't get it all done. All right, so I will read the calendar. Thanks, Mark, for reminding us to do that. And yeah, see, I just don't, too random. I don't do things in the right order all the time. So today at 2 o'clock, we will be at French Prairie Forum. I know that Barb's going up there. We're going to be talking about the federal agenda coming up. And that is at the OSU Extension Center in Aurora. Well, actually, it's OSU Extension Center. I think that's Clackamas. It's,
Yes.
But it's, anyways, I won't get into the details. On Thursday, 3/17, which is St. Patty's Day at 8 o'clock, we have our City of Salem, Marion County meeting at the Sassy Onion at 1244 State Street in Salem, and their homemade pancakes are really good. Also tomorrow on 17th at 10 o'clock, a joint tabletop exercise here at Courthouse Square on evacuation at the Senate, here in the Senate hearing room. Tomorrow at 1:30, we will be at CCTV, which is the CCTV office, 575 Trade Street, Southeast in Salem, for our monthly taping. Tomorrow from 3, the 17th still, from 3 to 4, one-on-one department head elected official meeting with Gloria, who is here with us
So we gotta
today.
think of some
Yeah,
hard questions.
Waiting
Okay,
with bated
well, why don't we
breath.
just do that right now while we're here?
That's true.
Just record it, right? Who does an excellent job in our legal counsel, heading up our legal counsel. That's here up on the 5th floor in Silverton Conference Room. On the 21st, Monday at 8:30 in the morning, we have our Board of Commissioners calendar review here in the building on the 5th floor, Silverton Conference Room. On the 21st as well, at 9 o'clock, we have our management update in the same Silverton Conference Room here on the 5th floor. Monday at 1:30, we are presenting service awards to the Health Department. I believe you're scheduled to do that. It's on my calendar as an FYI. Maybe I come over and harass you while you do that. That's at the Marion County Health Department, room AB, 2421 Lancaster Drive Northeast, to recognize some of our great employees. On 3/22, Tuesday at 8:30 in the morning, Community Corrections Board meeting here in the Silverton Conference Room
Got
on the
canceled.
5th floor. That got canceled? Okay, that got canceled, but it's on the calendar.
Yeah,
And then
just this one.
on the 22nd, we have at 10:30 our Marion County Housing Authority Board meeting, location here in the Silverton Conference Room on the 5th floor. Wednesday, the 23rd, we're back here for board session, and then Wednesday, the 23rd, State and Sublimity Rotary and County Community Forum. That's the one you were referring to. It's next Wednesday at 12 o'clock at the Santiam Golf Club, 8724 Golf Club Road, Southeast, Almsville. Isn't that considered Staten there?
It's an
It's an
Almsville
Almsville address. Wow. And if it dries out enough, maybe we should take a golf cart out there and show them how good of golfers we are.
Well, that, you and Janet could certainly do that. I'll be heading for my legitimate meeting in Tillamook.
After that, or?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Well, you know that I am not going to be there next week
What?
for Staten, right? 'Cause
What
I'm
are we
going
gonna
to
do?
Boise.
Then what's the use?
So are you the only one?
There's gonna be a
that's
couple,
I
available?
will be
couple,
there.
couple novices there.
No, all right. I thought I just heard one of you say you weren't going to be there at Staten.
No, we'll both be there.
Okay, good.
All right. Anything else that, happening that we want to?
Well, and that's why Community
Sure.
Corrections Board got canceled, because not only am I not going to be there, but the sheriff is gone for spring break too. So
Oh.
all of a sudden, we lost our quorum, so we're,
Well, I took my spring
Once
break
again.
a few days last week,
Yeah.
so I'll be here.
yeah.
Yeah. When are you going to take yours? In October?
In the fall.
Yeah, when the salmon are running.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my spring break.
Okay, anything else?
Nope.
All right, so we are going to be adjourned.